Hello, my friends. So, in Amber's latest live, she flat out said she's getting a lawyer and that she's going to be suing the ankle, and sort of hinted that it was because of all the PDF allegations and just the fact that he keeps calling her a PDF and all that stuff. I think the funny thing about that is, she is a public figure, so you can kind of get away with saying a lot more about them than you can anybody else. But I thought it would be interesting to go over a few things that her and her lawyer might find when they get to the discovery phase. And just in case you're not familiar, discovery is where, like, if there's a lawsuit, the person suing and the person being sued provide all of the evidence one way or the other. And that basically is to decide whether or not the lawsuit should go forward, which I don't think this is going to happen. I don't think he's actually going to get sued, because I think once a lawyer actually looks into this, they're going to say, no, there's no case here. I can't do anything for you. But let's just pretend like it would actually go forward far enough that they would get to discovery, right? So Amber's lawyer will present all of the videos that the ankle has produced and created, calling her a PDF. And then in return, if ankle decides to hire a lawyer, and however that goes, then what ankle and his lawyer would provide is stuff like this. All of the evidence, all of the crazy stuff that she has said, all of the videos with Libby to show that there's a pretty good reason for calling her this. I mean, the only thing she could really sue him for is defamation, which a couple problems with that. Number one, you have to prove that whatever he's saying is not true, which, I mean, given all this, I would say it would be hard to prove that it's not true. Now, it'd be hard to prove that it is true, because this is all just talk, right? But it would be hard to prove that it's not. And then the other problem is that in defamation cases, you have to basically prove that you're affected in some way, whether it be financially or, I mean, reputation is part of it, but your reputation is really hard to prove whether it's been damaged or not, right? But generally speaking, a good example would be like if there's an actor who has been accused of something, SA or whatever, and it wasn't true, but because the rumors were out there, he didn't get jobs. He didn't get acting gigs because a lot of the companies didn't want to work with him. That would be a good time to sue for defamation, because you could prove that when this person said this, my income was affected, right? My livelihood and my life was affected by it. There's no way for Amberlynn to prove that her life was affected by this. Whatever the ankle says, she's going to have to prove that her income was affected, but she's the one claiming she's got 300 and something members. She's probably making more money now than she has in a while, so there's just no chance. So let's just take a look at what Amber's lawyers might run into if they ever get to the discovery phase. Now, obviously, I'm not going to go over everything. This is not like a comprehensive timeline of what Amber has done as far as PDF stuff. This video is really just sort of an overview of why, if somebody wanted to call her a PDF, I don't think that they are necessarily completely out of line. I think that it kind of makes sense given all the evidence we've found. So we're going to start with this, which is about as damning as you can get. But this is where it starts. This was in 2014. So you could say, well, she was young back then. 2014, she was 23, 24. So, I mean, when I was in my young 20s, I knew this was not it. You know what I mean? Like, no matter how old you are, if you're thinking this is it, that you're wrong. You please rethink everything, because you're wrong. So PDF is not a matter of you can't help how you feel. And her response, this is Amberlynn's response, actually it is. It's a sickness, just like cancer or depression or obesity. It's a sickness. You cannot control sickness. You can get help, but that only goes so far. And then you might think, wow, surely she didn't mean it like that. So the next person responded and said, no, it's nothing like that. And they even say I was a victim of this stuff. They say, as a victim, I know, and it's not like that. It's evil and wrong and should not be treated with sympathy. And you would think, considering Amberlynn likes to hint at the fact that she was a victim as well, that she would have the same outlook. But no. So her response is, first of all, don't play victim with someone who has been there, done that. Thank you. Basically saying, I'm a victim too, so I know what I'm talking about. Which, this is pretty good evidence that maybe she was not a victim of any of this. Because if she can have this opinion, it seems very unlikely that she's experienced anything like this. But anyway, so she even goes on to say, secondly, your opinion is your opinion and mine is mine. Get over it. To a victim of PDF trying to call her out on her PDF defending. I mean, hi, Mr. Amberlynn's lawyer. Please look at this and maybe rethink your client. And just keep in mind that during all of these videos, Libby is 15 years old.
Particular person saying that Libby hanging out with us is like two straight guys hanging out with a 15-year-old. I'm like, what? Libby and Destiny have known each other for years and years and years and years. It's like a family friend. And
this is just a great example of just the way she thinks about spending this time with minors. And Libby was in the bed with them a lot.
I met Libby when I first moved here. Somehow, every time we'd kind of see each other, we would click really, really well because her mature level is pretty high.
That is a classic PDF statement. They're mature for their age. That is just PDF 101. If they say that, run.
Libby. And if she's checking her phone, it's because she's Snapchatting some guy. Okay. Me and Libby are over here talking about a certain YouTuber who is always a sweetheart. So I'm going to let Libby talk about it.
Oh, I didn't.
She just woke up, so don't mind that.
And they're in bed together. What?
Okay, so I don't really know what.
Your ice cream garbage is right there, by the way.
Sorry.
Libby, you want to show them your bathing suit?
Oh, okay.
It's cute.
So I don't really have bottoms, so I'm probably just gonna wear shorts today.
I just don't know why Libby was there all the time. I get that she was friends with Destiny, I guess, but where are her parents? She's 15. Why is she allowed to just hang out with these adults? So it's definitely two straight men hanging out with a 15-year-old girl.
Please don't mind my big, huge thighs.
Whatever.
They're so big. I hate them. Okay, but anyways.
I might put my feet in it.
Okay, maybe, but
So we're obviously not going to watch that.
Have here?
Okay,
You can hold it and show them.
all right. So
Practicing for your YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And they're giving her alcohol. She's sitting there with a beer. That in and of itself, her having a beer with her dinner at 15 is pretty bad, right? And taken on its own, you'd be like, that's obviously not great. That's inappropriate. But then you take that in context with everything else, right? You see this, and then you add all the other stuff we've seen from Amberlynn, and it takes a real sinister turn.
she said it was delicious,
So we both went and got manicures. Stupid.
It's like a Tumblr post.
I mean, think about this. Amberlynn is dating Destiny. Destiny is there. She is just off camera. But Amber is just spending all her time flirting with Libby, who's 15. This is so flirty and so gross.
Because my fingers are too big for olives.
Yeah. When I was a little girl, they didn't split.
I'll split.
An adult would have said, now quit. You know better. Don't do that. This is inappropriate. But no, Amberlynn, she liked that. God. And then let's not forget her response when she was found to be following that PDF Instagram account.
I have been messaged that I was following an account that was posting very gross things. And if you go to my account, I only follow 40-something people. And majority of them are celebrities or they're people that I know in my real life. That's why I follow so little people, because I don't just random follow. That's not what I do. And I get a lot of really nasty messages, I'm not gonna lie. And sometimes when it's like so nasty, I will click someone's profile before deleting their message and blocking them. I'll click their profile to see, what are these people like? Like, do they have a family? Are they like a normal person? And this specific profile, I remember, actually sent me a really mean, nasty message.
This is so obviously a lie because Amberlynn always drags out the answers. Whenever she's asked something and she lies about it, the answer is way longer than it needs to be. She just is making stuff up because she thinks the more details, the more realistic it sounds. But what she doesn't understand is we can just see right through it. And it's a total nonsense story anyway. So even if you had just heard that she followed this account and you were like, it was probably an accident. And then you hear this, you're probably convinced it wasn't an accident. So she did more harm than good with this answer. And I think we know why.
And I was actually out with my mom when that happened. And I remember clicking their profile, and I think I accidentally clicked follow because I didn't even have them blocked at that point or anything. But they sent me a really gross message. The message is already deleted.
Of course, the message is already deleted, so I can't show it to you. Just like the receipt from the wrong sandwich. I mean, it was right there. I mean, you guys, just trust me, it was right there. In the beginning, when this stuff first started coming out and kind of gaining traction, I was hesitant to call her an actual PDF. But I think the just overwhelming amount of evidence and creepy behavior that she has posted on the internet, I think the unfortunate truth is probably that the only reason there has not been any allegation that we know of since she's been an adult of any kind of essay towards a minor is because of the lack of opportunity. So is it fair to call her a PDF? I mean, if the wrong shoe fits. So if you're going to be out there with Amberlynn, be careful. Hide your kids. Hide your other kids. There are monsters out there. Take care.